Both of my kids got glasses in elementary school. I remember it pretty well. As their squints to read clocks became more and more apparent, we warned them that an eye appointment was upcoming. And after the appointment, new eyeglasses were ordered, picked up, and fitted. Alexa, my daughter, picked up some purple glasses and immediately fell in love with them. I think it certainly helped that her friends referred to them as adorable. But my 12-year-old son, not so much. In fact, he hated wearing glasses. At least when he was around his friends, he did. When he was home alone with us, wearing glasses wasn't a problem. He could see the computer screen better, he could read books better, he could read the clock on the oven without having to stand up and walk over there. But around his friends, he wore them only when absolutely necessary. His glasses caused him embarrassment. Some things never change, I guess. It was the same when I was in elementary school. Embarrassment is an interesting thing when you stop to think about it. To be embarrassed is to experience a feeling of self-consciousness, shame, or awkwardness. Most often, these feelings are sparked by moments where we feel different, slightly apart from normal, or out of place. It seems these feelings of inadequacy begin to emerge in grade school and strengthen throughout high school as our self-awareness grows. And they can arise from any number of causes: being the first to wear glasses, having unique physical characteristics, or being singled out in class or social circles. As we get older, these feelings of embarrassment or the fear of embarrassment continue to surface. Now, it's important to note that feelings of embarrassment always stem from our understanding of normal and any deviation from it. After all, nobody feels embarrassed for just being normal. But our understanding of normal is entirely subjective, which is most often defined by the social circles with which we surround ourselves. This may be best illustrated by a hypothetical situation that almost all of us can relate to: our clothes. Most of your friends probably wear similar clothing to you. Not that everyone has the same taste in fashion, but generally speaking, there's lots of similarities. You shop at many of the same stores, your closets are similarly sized, the dollar amount spent on any one outfit probably don't vary too greatly. And this is true because most of us choose to spend our time with people who are similar to us. We feel comfortable, accepted among them. But when you're pulled from your regular social circle, you may begin to notice and feel self-conscious about things you wouldn't normally feel that way about. Imagine attending a party or a work function surrounded by people from a higher socioeconomic class. They all arrive wearing fancy dresses and tailored suits. Suddenly, the clothes you used to wear with no misgivings begin to feel and look different. You notice they're a little faded, not quite as fitted, or a specific brand not nearly as expensive as the clothes being worn around you. And in that moment, you begin to feel a little bit of embarrassment. Not because the clothes are any different from what you normally wear, but because your immediate culture's expression of normal has changed dramatically. As I mentioned, for most of us, these feelings of embarrassment don't end when we graduate school. They continue even into adulthood. Now, here's my point and why I think this is important. As a parent living in the suburbs, I'm beginning to notice an unfortunate, dangerous trend. We're getting embarrassed over all the wrong things. Because we live in a culture that normalizes the pursuit of appearances, possessions, and selfish gain, feelings of awkwardness and shame surface when we don't measure up in those areas. We get embarrassed that our clothes are last year's fashion, that our vehicle costs less than our neighbors, or that our house is smaller than our guests. We apologize for the worn carpet, we make excuses for the outdated kitchen, or we point out specifically why we haven't updated the countertops quite yet. Because those pursuits and values have become normalized, we're prone to feel embarrassment over them, even if there's nothing wrong with the things that we have. This experience or this fear of embarrassment fuels our urge to own more. But what would happen if we stopped getting embarrassed over the wrong things and started pursuing the right things? What if instead of being embarrassed over the brand of our clothing, we became embarrassed over the size of our walk-in closet? What if instead of being embarrassed over the type of car we drive, we became embarrassed over how often we take that luxury for granted? What if instead of being embarrassed because our house is too small, we became embarrassed over the amount of unused space within it? What if instead of being embarrassed over the quality and quantity of our possessions, we became embarrassed over how much money we had spent on our own selfish pursuits? What if excess became the embarrassment, and responsible living that championed generosity became the norm? Maybe then we could all become a little bit more proud of normal. Hey everybody, Joshua here. I want to let you know that my new book, Things That Matter, Overcoming Distraction to Pursue a More Meaningful Life, is now available everywhere books are sold. Things That Matter is a book about living well. It's a book about overcoming the distraction of a world focused on all the wrong things so we can reach the end of our lives with minimal regrets. And I know it'll challenge you to live a more meaningful life. So pick up a copy today.